You know, Sonic fans argue about a lot of dumb stuff. Ever since the beginning of time, we've argued about such important topics like Sonic having green eyes. That one's a classic. All jokes aside, in my time of being a Sonic fan, I have seen a lot of dumb arguments in the Sonic community. Like, for example, you'll wake up one day and now suddenly the community is arguing over a muzzle curve. Now, with making this video, I'm not saying that you can't criticize the smaller details of Sonic, but in a lot of scenarios, these debates can become very hostile and violent for no apparent reason at all. Like, okay, the muzzle curve isn't the end-all be-all, but you don't have to dogpile someone over it. It should never be that serious. However, here's the thing. I like talking about dumb stuff. So today, I'm going to be going over the dumbest Sonic arguments I have ever seen over the years, and I'm going to be taking a stance on all of them. That's right, this is a video where we argue about dumb stuff. So if you don't like dumb stuff, this might not be the video for you. Anyways, make sure to like the video, subscribe, and hit the bell, all that cool stuff. And with that said, let's move on. Okay, the first argument I want to go over is whether or not Sonic Heroes classifies as an adventure game. Yes, I know, very dumb argument. Welcome to the video. Something I see all the time in this community is people referring to Sonic Heroes as the third Sonic adventure game in the trilogy of adventure titles. Some people will even go far enough to call it Sonic Adventure 3. But guess what? You're wrong. First of all, let's just get this out of the way. If it was Sonic Adventure 3, it would be named Sonic Adventure 3. Keep that in mind because that is a point that I will bring up later on in the video. But also, I just feel like Sonic Heroes is too much of a departure from the original adventure gameplay to be considered an adventure title. Now, don't get me wrong, Sonic Adventure 1 and Sonic Adventure 2 are very different games, but they were also similar at the same time. Here is how I categorize an adventure-styled game. First, you have Sonic gameplay that isn't the boost with a spin dash, multiple playable characters that are very different from the Sonic speed stages, and alternate stories. That is how I define an adventure-styled game. Now, let's look at Sonic Heroes. You don't have the spin dash, and all of the playable characters play pretty much the same with very minor differences. It is not an adventure-styled game, and to a lesser extent, it's not even Sonic Adventure 3. The only supporting arguments that prove the opposite is the fact that it continues the story of Sonic Adventure 2 and that it has alternate stories. But in my opinion, that's just not enough. At that point, Shadow the Hedgehog is Sonic Adventure 4, Sonic 06 is Sonic Adventure 5. This does not work. Even the creators of Sonic Heroes themselves came out and said that they called the game Sonic Heroes instead of Sonic Adventure 3 because they felt like the game was too different from the adventure series. Because it is. Now, by a technicality, Sonic Heroes is a sequel to the adventure games because it's the next game in the franchise, but that doesn't mean that's the third adventure-styled game. How I view it is like a sequel in the same way that Sonic Lost World is a sequel to Sonic Generations. Yes, Sonic Lost World is the next game, but it's not the next iteration of the boost formula. So there you go. End of argument. You can sit down, Sonic Heroes fans, it's not adventure. So, I thought we might as well talk about this now in the video since it's kinda similar to the previous topic. Sonic 06 is Sonic Adventure 3. Why do Sonic fans argue about Adventure 3 so much? I don't know, I have no idea, they just want the game. Let's make this part brief so that we're not talking about Sonic Adventure 3 for the entire video. Sonic 06 is an adventure-styled game, but it is not Sonic Adventure 3. It has all of the traits that make up a Sonic Adventure game. It has alternate stories, spin dash, playable characters, everything. But it is still not Sonic Adventure 3. You wanna know why? Well, look at the title. It says Sonic the Hedgehog. I can already see the comments flooding in because some people are very passionate about this debate. Whenever this argument occurs, you'll always see Sonic fans be like,
a title isn't the only thing that makes a game Sonic Adventure 3. What kind of dumb logic is that?
Well, I mean, it quite legitimately is just a title. I don't know what any of you guys want me to tell you. Sonic Adventure is a title given to the Sonic Adventure games. It's not something deeper, it's just simply that. If Sonic 06 was called Sonic Adventure 3, then it would be Sonic Adventure 3, but it's not. The thing I don't understand most about these arguments is the fact that if one day we did happen to get a Sonic Adventure 3, would these guys just call it Sonic Adventure 4 simply because Sonic 06 was an adventure-styled game? No. That makes no sense. You would call it by its name because that is the title. We are going to get Sonic Adventure 3 someday in our lives, alright? Sega's not going to let all that money go to waste, so just wait patiently, alright? Enjoy the Sonic games we're getting right now, and when they're ready and they have the budget and they have the team and a bit more trust from the fans, they'll probably make it. But as of right now, there is no Adventure 3, unfortunately. It is what it is. This next one is a beauty. Should Sonic be allowed to romance? The answer is no. Now, the idea of this argument is not that stupid. Romance can add a dynamic to your character that shows how they handle trust, loyalty, and maybe even shining a light on more toxic or delightful behaviors. But when it comes to Sonic specifically, it is so unbelievably annoying. For one, I simply don't think Sonic should have any sort of romance in the first place because from the beginning, he's always ran away from love. He doesn't chase the princess, he saves them and then gets out before they even try anything on him. He's not about that funky business, man. So from that basis alone, I think Sonic should stay away from it. But of course, others disagree, and it could be because they simply want to ship Sonic or because that's something they know Sonic for. In the Archie comics, he dated a chipmunk, and that was a big part of a lot of Sonic fans' childhoods. So if you grew up with the Archie comics, you probably are pro-Sonic romance. And don't get me wrong, I'm all for having discussions on this subject. If you think Sonic should be getting along with the ladies or men, you know, state your case. Tell me what your argument is. But for me, where I don't like this argument is all of the directions that people choose to take it. There are so many fans out there that will ship Sonic with someone like Tails, and he is 8 years old. That is creepy, and that would never work. I already know with this video that I'm gonna get a person with a Tails profile picture saying, well, you know, it's actually a fictional character, so it's not illegal. Boo-hoo, you're weird! Or it just becomes less about whether or not Sonic should have romance and becomes more about a shipping war. Sunamy fans versus Sunally fans. It gives me such a headache because I already did not care in the first place. But adding a layer of annoyance on top of the discussion just makes me want to stay far away from that side of the fan base. Now, of course, not all shippers are bad. If you want to go ship, go ahead. I'm not gonna stop you. Just try to make sure the age gap is not weird, or that you're not attacking someone for thinking otherwise. To be honest, I don't even know why I'm saying this, and nobody's gonna listen to me. Do what you want. I don't care at this point. The Quills. Yes, it is time to talk about the Quills. I'll be honest, I think the shorter Quills look ugly on Sonic. They're too symmetrical, it makes Sonic look wobbly, and it's just an unnecessary design change. And, you know, I thought that was a simple critique. Nothing crazy. The Quills didn't destroy my family or anything. I don't have beef with these Quills. I just thought the design change was bad. But man, do people make it look like the Quills are a big deal. This is a really annoying debate because it just highlights the worst aspect of discussing Sonic online. The straw man arguments. This goes for both sides, positive or negative. Don't get me wrong, I'm not completely focusing on one side here. But for this situation specifically, God, the strawmans are so annoying. If you critique the Quills, or any small feature for that matter, everyone automatically assumes that you hate Sonic and are making a big deal out of a small detail. I could say the short Quills look ugly on modern Sonic's model on Twitter right now. I would get a million responses telling me that I'm overreacting or that it's just such a small detail to get upset over. And my question is, who's upset? Because it ain't me. I'm not crying over the Quills. I'm not struggling to sleep at night. I'm fine. I'm okay. it's just a small critique. Just because it's a small detail with not a whole lot of significance doesn't mean I can't discuss it. Me saying the short quills look ugly does not mean I hate Sonic Frontiers either. It is one of my favorite Sonic games. So yes, it is not the end-all be-all. Except the thing is, nobody is claiming that. But that's how the community always frames it. I see my man Chalmix getting bodied and slapped around all the time because he simply said that he thinks the shoes should bend more. Just sit down and relax. Critiquing Sonic's appearance or something small is not going to kill the franchise. It's not going to hurt your beloved Sonic. I get that some of you guys want Sonic to win 100% of the time and be the GOAT or whatever, but if someone critiques something about Sonic, you don't have to white knight for it. You can look at the criticism and say, I disagree, but you don't have to dogpile. I feel like some of you make a bigger deal out of this than we do. So in conclusion, what I was trying to say with this segment is that if you don't think the longer quills look better, then you shouldn't have an opinion. I hope you guys like timelines, because I don't. The Sonic CD placement. Such a classic debate that is so drawn out. Basically, over the years, people have debated whether or not Sonic CD takes place after Sonic 1 or Sonic 3 and Knuckles. And the interesting part about this debate is that there's a good amount of evidence that supports both sides. For example, a strong piece of evidence that this takes place after Sonic 1 is that Tails is not present in the game. And as we know, Sonic never misses an adventure with Tails. It also looks the most similar to Sonic 1, so you could kinda see it being the next game in the timeline, so that kinda lines up, right? However, at the same time, it also makes sense that it would be placed at the end of the classic timeline because Metal Sonic was Robotnik's greatest invention at the time. Which begs the question of why would Robotnik make Metal Sonic this absolute unit of a weapon, only to progress backwards with weapons like Silver Sonic? Metal Sonic was the GOAT, so why did we go from Metal Sonic to the Sonic 2 bosses? It is kind of confusing. So I understand that perspective too. And right here you may be asking, why is this a dumb debate? Why does this matter? Why am I talking about this in this video? It's because it's already been answered. With Sonic Origins, it was confirmed that Sonic CD takes place after Sonic 1. Meaning, yes, Robotnik did progress backwards in terms of inventions. And that right there should be the end of the debate. Sonic Origins already made it abundantly clear what the answer was. However, some people are just not getting the message. People are holding on to dear life to the idea that Sonic CD does not take place after Sonic 1, and I just don't get it. I don't even think it's that offensive of a decision to confirm the timeline placement. Like, sure, Robotnik progressed backwards, but that's not enough for me to feel wronged by this decision. There has to be a much larger contradiction for me to feel infuriated. You know, when I look at this situation, I think of the Zelda timeline. When Nintendo officially released the timeline, they revealed that there was an entire whole timeline of events that was created off-screen without any of the players' knowledge. And not even just that, it simply does not make any sense. Like, what do you mean Link died in an alternate reality? What? Do we even call that a timeline? Or is that just an alternate universe? I have no idea, it just makes no sense. But the thing is that most people have accepted the Zelda timeline for what it is. I feel like it's the same situation here. We can be mad, we can be upset, we can critique it, but at the end of the day, the decision was made and we're just gonna have to deal with it. I don't think Sega's gonna go back on the Sonic CD timeline placement, and to be honest, I'm not too hurt by it. I've always seen Sonic CD as taking place after Sonic 1, so nothing really changes for me. If it's bad enough, you can just headcanon that Sonic CD still takes place after Sonic 3. Okay, last one. It has to do with Sonic 06. Again, woohoo! Sonic fans love talking about this game, don't they? A big controversy that came to light with Sonic Generations was whether or not Sonic 06 was canon. Originally, the game was not intended to be canon, which actually makes sense. That's why Shadow was expected to seal Mephiles despite being cryogenically frozen, and it also explains why Shadow would work for Gun despite them shooting down his sister. Oh yeah, and I forgot the best part. It also means that Elise never existed. If we go with the narrative that Sonic 06 is not canon, then everything is perfectly fine. But when Sonic Generations released, it is revealed that Crisis City is a place that exists, which inevitably confirms the existence of Sonic 06. Oh no! I guess Sonic 06 is canon. Great. You see, the Sonic franchise has had all kinds of issues in regards to the continuity not making any sense whatsoever. So you have two options here. Either A, you stop caring, or B, you make a headcanon that makes sense. For me, I can typically make a headcanon for most issues with the franchise. However, it is kinda hard to make a good headcanon that fixes the story issues with Sonic 06. So I just block it out of my mind. When I'm thinking about the Sonic timeline and we get to Sonic 06, my memory for that period of the timeline is blank. Same thing with Crisis City and Sonic Generations. I do not think about it because the more I think about it, the worse it gets. And also, Blaze is from a different dimension. She's not from Crisis City. Which one is it? Is Sonic 06 not canon or is Sonic Rush not canon? I have no idea, but I'm gonna be honest with you. Sonic Rush is the correct answer. Go with that one. Anyways, that's all I have to say for today's video. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and if you did, make sure to leave a like and subscribe with the bell. And with that said, I got more content coming soon. I love you guys. I'll see you very soon. Peace out. My channel members are Snack Pigeon, ArcherXYZ, 3 Monix, Sonic Man 715, Francis T218, Neil AHS, Casey McGregor, Super Shax Boom, Pie Studio, Snicks, Bananas, Chip Chap Chop, The Squeaker Nerd, Super Saiyan Sonic. Thank you all for supporting this channel. Make sure to click one of the in-card screen videos here. My voice is dying. I love you guys. I'll see you very soon. Peace out.